Land and sea, fin and feather, wander farther past your tether. Curiosity killed the cat, yet satisfaction can't bring it back. How far will you go to find knowledge? What is too taboo?
Ah, finally. Here it is. You were a very hard book to find. Now then, let's see. It's got to be in here somewhere. They said it was. Sphinx, cholera, human satire, sling. It's got to be in here. Otherwise, that bookworm is going to owe me an apology. Let's see. Oh, no. Aha! There it is. Lionizing. There it is. Mythology, a lion ship. Huh. And it had a bookmarker in that spot too. What a pleasant coincidence. Let's see. A lionry, the marquise, the earl, his royal highness, the artist, Grace, Blackwood. How interesting. This is just what I needed. Oh, yeah. You can sit here. It's alright. I'm just reading. Luckily, my next class isn't until 3, so I have plenty of time to just sit in the library and read. I know you. I think we met each other in chemistry class, wasn't it? You were sitting right next to the twins, Henry and Edward, and Miss Mary was sitting by the window. Do you always compliment people so outright when you recognize them? You don't need to get all bashful about it. I think it's cute. It's charming in its own odd way. But I don't think we ever got each other's names, human. My name's Hanna. It's nice to meet you. That's a very interesting name. Sounds like it belongs in a gothic horror novel. But in the best way possible, you understand. The pocket of his swallowtail coat. So, what brings you here into the library anyway? I'm just studying and researching something. What about you? It's been a while since... Well, sorry. My mind is wanting to drift off elsewhere, but... What are you doing here in the library of Grimveil? It's a nice university, isn't it? You studying something as well? Just wanted a quiet place to get away from all the excess. I understand that. That and, a library is a good way to avoid the bullies, as it were. Do you have bullies? I understand that. But can't exactly blame them, because you never really know what they're going through, and sometimes they're just projecting. Now, are some of them just being assholes? Sure, but again, you never really fully know. I have a few, but I don't let them get to me. I honestly hope they become better people at the end of the day. I wish them well. That's what unnerves them the most. When they're given something they're not expected. When they bully a victim, they expect the victim to cry or get angry. I just smile at them. And I wish them well. Anyway. But for the most part, I just tend to try and keep to myself. After all, I have schoolwork, and my education is the most important. That's what my great-great-grandfather would say. It turns out before he passed on from this world into the next, my great-great-grandfather paid for my tuition to attend Grimveil University for about 3 semesters or so. It's been a while since I've read the will, but it was an interesting experience, to say the least. And so I've been here, studying, learning everything I can. Speaking of, I think I finally found what it was that I was looking for. Funny, it was among the humor and the satire all along. Well, you know how it is sometimes people misplace library books instead of placing them where they ought to go. So, how have you been lately? You seem quiet. Well, more so than usual. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just a little concerning. Normally you're a little talkative. Hounds must have found something. Someone's probably trying to trespass onto the university again. That's been happening a lot lately, and I don't know why. It is interesting, though. But normally you're talkative, almost like Irving. Sweet, naive little Irving with an obsession for the supernatural and ghost stories. It's so odd. He's so scrawny, yet he eats like an anaconda. But he's a sweetheart. He's really nice. And an incorrigible charmer with the ladies. At least he thinks so. Anyway, you actually remind me of someone. You actually bear a striking resemblance to one of the people in the portraits in the hallway. It's interesting. And surprising in a way, I suppose. You know, you look healthy, strong. Yeah, I'm not joking. You do look healthy, young, strong. Have you ever considered... You didn't even let me finish. I wasn't going to say model work, but have you ever considered devoting yourself to science, as it were? True, that's usually reserved for the dead, but In some cases, live experiments, or rather live test subjects, are better. Well, you talk to the twins, Henry and Edward, and they'd tell you all about that. Obviously, I'm not saying one should jump into the life of being a live test subject so willingly and eager. After all, there are serious repercussions and risks that can be had, and if one is to become a test subject, then they need to consider every possibility, every outcome, research it, and think long and hard about it before they agree to it. Yes, for lack of a better word, I am in fact in need of a live test subject for my research. I'm experimenting with the term, or rather the concept, of lionizing. Essentially, taking something small, meek, or in some cases, human, and then giving them the ability to become more, like Herculean strength or enhanced intelligence. Essentially, to put this in layman terms, you understand, lionizing would be for a helpless fly trapped in a spider's web the ability to break out of the spider's web and give the spider in question a thrashing. That's what lionizing is, and that's what I am trying to achieve. In small doses, you understand, obviously. With my experiment, the effects are temporary, but I think if I can complete it, this might actually be able to help a lot of people. That being said, though, I need a test subject, and, well, there haven't been that many wanting to sign up for. I haven't seen that many names on the volunteer list as of late. And it sounds like the rain machine is working. One of the inventors made a machine that you push it and it gives off sounds of rain. Apparently it's fitting for the library ambiance and all that. You're willing to be my test subject? Are you sure? I just said this is something that you shouldn't jump into lightly. So are you for certain? All right. Well then, it's almost 3 o'clock. I have another class to get to. However, lunch period. I'm free then, or rather once you get done with your classes. Here, just to be on the safe side. Here, my number. Call me, and when you are done with your classes, we can meet up at my dorm and we'll work out all the arrangements and finer details, all right? All right. I gotta get going. It was nice meeting you. And thank you again. I appreciate it. I'll see you around, human. Finally, a test subject.